It was an afternoon hotter than usual in Ouagadougou, capital of Burkina Faso. President Ibrahim Traoré had just finished an unannounced inspection of a local school. His convoy lined up at the roadside, the vehicles humming softly as the security detail waited. Just as he was about to step into the car, something by the wall drew his attention. There, leaning against the cracked plaster, sat a frail-looking man. A small tin cup rested before him, half buried in dust. His shirt was torn in several places, trousers dirty, his hair wild with streaks of gray. Every passerby walked past as though he were invisible, a part of the street itself. Ibrahim narrowed his eyes. Why does this man look so familiar? He raised a hand, stopping his guards. "Stay here," he commanded, his tone firm. The man slowly looked up, eyes squinting into the sun. His lips trembled. "Ibrahim," he croaked. The president's heart jolted. Musa. Yes. Despite the wrinkles, the sunken cheeks, it was him. Musa, his old schoolmate. A boy once full of life and energy, now reduced to skin and bone. Musa tried to rise, knees buckling. "It's really you," he whispered. "It's me," Ibrahim replied softly, placing a steady hand on his shoulder. "What happened, my brother?" Tears threatened to spill from Musa's eyes. "It's a story I never thought I'd have to tell you. Not like this." But Ibrahim's voice carried no room for rejection. "You're my friend, and that is what matters." Within minutes, Musa found himself at the presidential residence. Clean clothes replaced his rags, warm water washed away months of dirt, and before him sat steaming plates of food. He ate slowly, almost cautiously, as though afraid the dishes might vanish any moment. Ibrahim sat across, watching him carefully. When Musa finished, Ibrahim leaned forward, his eyes filled with concern. "You were one of the brightest men I knew, Musa. Tell me, how did life bring you here?" Musa lowered his gaze. His fingers trembled as he held the glass of juice. Then, with a heavy sigh, he began. 3 years ago, Musa had been the respected principal of a school in Bobo Dioulasso. He had built a small house with his savings, married a woman named Stella, and thought life was complete. At first, it was happiness, Musa said, but little by little she grew distant. Always on her phone, quick-tempered, snapping at me over nothing. I told myself it was stress. I ignored the signs. His voice cracked. One day I came home early and found her in our bed with another man. Ibrahim clenched his jaw. "And what did you do?" I froze, Musa whispered. I walked out, shaking, and she followed me outside, saying it was over, that I should leave my own house, because he was the one she loved now. Ibrahim's eyes hardened. "Your own house? The one you built?" "Yes," Musa said bitterly. I refused. She dragged me to court, lied to the judge, brought false papers claiming she paid for it, and somehow the court believed her. He swallowed hard, tears threatening again. "They took everything from me, the house, my job, my savings. I fought in court until I had nothing left, no money, no dignity. Eventually, I had nowhere to go. I stayed briefly with a friend, but shame ate at me. I left, ended up under bridges, begging for scraps. Some days I ate once, some days not at all. And every night, I saw her laughing with him." His head dropped. His voice broke into a whisper. "Ibrahim, I wanted to die. I truly wanted to die." The president's chest tightened. He stood slowly, voice firm, yet gentle. "Musa, none of this was your fault, and I promise you, your story will not remain this way." That night, Musa slept in a soft bed, the kind he had forgotten even existed. His body rested, his heart heavy yet strangely lighter. For the first time in years, his dreams carried no hunger, no cold. The next morning, sunlight spilled through clean curtains. A tray of fresh bread, eggs, and tea was brought to his room. He ate with trembling hands, whispering to himself, "Yesterday, I was on the street. Today, I am in the president's house." Later, Ibrahim joined him in the garden, dressed simply but carrying the weight of leadership in his presence. "Musa, your story broke me," he said quietly. "I didn't mean to bring trouble into your home," Musa murmured. "You didn't bring trouble," Ibrahim replied. "You brought truth, and truth demands action." "Action?" Musa asked, uncertain. "Yes," Ibrahim said firmly. "This morning you'll see a doctor. After that, I'll take you somewhere." By afternoon, Musa had been checked, given medicine, and trimmed by a barber. In the mirror, he barely recognized himself. The broken man from yesterday was gone. There was, at last, a faint spark in his eyes. Ibrahim then drove him to the edge of the city. Before them stood a cream-colored house with a tidy little garden. "Musa's," voice wavered. "It's beautiful. Whose is it?" "It's yours," Ibrahim said, smiling warmly. Musa froze, words failing him. "Ibrahim, this is too much. It's paid for, Musa. No one can touch it." "And I'm not done yet," Ibrahim said firmly. "I've also opened a bookshop and school supply store next to a secondary school. You'll run it. I'll fund the first year. You always loved education. Let's put that to use again." Musa's hands shook. For the first time in years, tears rolled down his face. But they were no longer tears of despair. They were tears of hope. Weeks turned into months, and Musa's life began to change. He managed the bookshop and school supply store with discipline and care. Every morning he opened the doors, greeting students and teachers with respect. Youngsters often came not only to buy notebooks and pens, but also to ask for advice. Musa always gave them time. "Don't just memorize," he told a boy struggling with math. "Understand the process, and the answers will follow." Word spread quickly. Soon people in the neighborhood no longer saw him as the beggar on the street. They began calling him Mr. Musa again, the man who had returned to honor. One afternoon, as he arranged books on the shelf, he froze. At the entrance stood Stella, the woman who had once broken him. Her jewelry was gone, her clothes plain, her face pale with regret. Beside her sat a worn-out suitcase. "Musa," she whispered. "I have nowhere to go. He left me, took everything. Please, just for a while, can I stay?" Musa's arms folded across his chest. His heart pounded, but his voice stayed calm. "Stella, I forgave you long ago. But I've moved forward. My peace is not for you to disturb. This is not your home anymore." Her head hung low, shame covering her face. "Please, even a single room." "I wish you well," Musa replied, steady as stone. "But this is no longer your place. That night," he called Ibrahim. "She came back," Musa said simply. "And what did you tell her?" Ibrahim asked. "I told her no." Ibrahim's laughter carried through the line. "I am proud of you, Musa." Life had new surprises in store. One morning, a woman entered the shop. She wore a simple blue dress, her smile warm and her eyes gentle. "Good morning," she greeted. "Do you have senior school math textbooks?" "Yes, come this way," Musa said, guiding her. As he packed the books, she studied him. "I've seen you before," she said. "You help children who can't afford supplies. This shop feels different, welcoming." Musa smiled faintly. "My name is Musa. I own the store." "I'm Grace," she replied. "I teach at the secondary school nearby." From that day, she often stopped by, sometimes for supplies, sometimes just to talk. Their conversations grew warmer, filled with laughter and gentle stories. Grace had known hardship, too, a widow raising her daughter Rachel alone. Slowly, Musa found himself drawn to her kindness and wisdom. One evening, as the sunset painted the sky gold, Grace and Musa sat outside the shop. "You're a strong man," Grace said softly. Musa shook his head. "I don't feel strong, just grateful to still be here." She smiled faintly. "No, you walked through fire. and chose kindness. That's real strength. Musa's heart stirred. I never thought I'd smile like this again, he said. That night, Musa called Ibrahim. I think I've met someone, he said shyly. Ibrahim chuckled. Musa, the lover boy? Musa laughed. Not like that. She's different. She's light. Then don't let that light slip away, Ibrahim told him. Time passed. Rachel began helping in the shop, arranging books and reading in the corner Musa built for her. Musa treated her like his own daughter. One sunny afternoon, Musa led Grace and Rachel to a quiet garden. Kneeling with a small ring in hand, he said, I don't have much, but I have peace, respect, and love. Will you marry me? Tears welled in Grace's eyes. Yes, Musa, she said, her voice trembling. 1,000 times. Yes. Rachel squealed with joy, hugging them both tightly. Their wedding was simple but full of happiness. Neighbors, students, and President Ibrahim himself attended. As the ceremony ended, Ibrahim pulled Musa aside. You look like a man who has finally found peace. I have, Musa said with a smile. And you never gave up, Ibrahim replied, patting his shoulder. Months later, Musa's life had blossomed. A loving wife, a daughter who adored him, a thriving store, and a warm home filled with laughter. But Musa didn't stop there. He launched the Musa Foundation, a program to help men who had lost everything. They learned skills, started small, shops, barber stalls, and workshops. I was once like you, Musa told the first group. One friend changed my life. Now I want to do the same for you. News of his transformation spread across the city. One day, he was invited to speak at the National Youth Conference. Wearing a neat gray suit, Musa walked confidently onto the stage. The applause was respectful. I once lost everything, he began. Not because I was lazy, but because I trusted the wrong person. I was mocked, thrown out, left with nothing. But one hot afternoon, a friend I had once helped found me, and he lifted me up. He glanced at Ibrahim in the front row, smiling. That day, my story changed. And today, I want you to remember, the best revenge is not anger. It's peace. It's building again. It's moving forward. The hall erupted into standing applause. That evening, Musa sat with Grace in their garden, Rachel playing nearby. Grace asked gently, "Do you still think about her?" Musa looked at the stars, not with anger, just wonder. How someone can throw away gold and pick up sand, Grace smiled softly. She lost a good man. And I gained a king. Musa laughed, holding her hand. And I gained a queen. Time passed, and Stella, now abandoned and working in a small restaurant, sometimes saw Musa's photos online, with his wife, his daughter, his shop, his foundation. Her eyes filled with regret. But Musa never looked back. 1 year later, Ibrahim invited Musa to the presidential palace. In the garden, he handed him a small box. "What is this?" Musa asked. "An award," Ibrahim replied, "for the lives you've touched." Inside lay a golden medal. Musa embraced him tightly. "You didn't just save me, Ibrahim. You gave me the chance to save others too." Ibrahim smiled. That's the power of one act of kindness. Musa looked up at the night sky, his eyes shining. Who would have thought that a man who once had nothing would one day have more than he ever dreamed? From sleeping on the streets to becoming a husband, a father, a leader, and a symbol of hope, Musa's life became a living testimony. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to share and subscribe, and share it with someone who needs hope today. Thanks for watching.